What's up, everyone? I am back with another Be More Unboxed. And we are continuing with our unboxing slash reviews of video production things you can get at Five Below. I said it, Five Below or Five Beyond, because some of their things are now more than $5.55. So I am going to actually, this next slate of things I'm reviewing are things that I would not get for video production from Five Below, video production or video production adjacent things from Five Below. They have a lot of great stuff, and I love the first thing that I reviewed, which was the vlogging kit. I think it was really great for $10 as it was. And now I have some things that I got that I would like, maybe I would skip that next time. So let's start with the first thing. This first thing that I have here is the Titan 3-in-1 wireless charging pad and phone stand. Now, on its surface, and I was excited because I'm like, ooh, I need wireless. There are too many wires all over this place. I need something wireless, even though this plugs in for it to work. Nonetheless, a wireless charging stand that would stay on its own, that I could just throw the phone on, was something that was enticing to me. And it doesn't have that nasty chemical that's been banned by the state of California that I saw, for example, the Samsung one had, unless they've changed them. But that was the reason I didn't get that one, because of that chemical. So this one I read doesn't seem to have it. And I'm like, all right, well, this is something. Now, it's cool because it does have the color changing LED lights. I'm all about the glam life for this because it's a plain black device. So I'm all about the glam life for this. And let me put the box down and show you exactly what it is. So it folds flat and you can open it, and you see there's a little kickstand there, little kickstand, folds flat. You can open it and put it in one of three slots. We'll put it here for now. All right. So this then can be charged. It's USB. It can be charged with a USB, or if you have an adapter for your USB that you can plug into the wall, that's exactly what I did. So your phone lays here and charges, and it can lay here and charge. So you can actually charge up to 3 devices. A phone could be here, a phone could be here, and you could have some wireless earbuds up here. Now, this was attractive to me because if I'm going to be out in the field and I want to charge something, this would be easy enough to set up to charge a couple of different things. Like if I'm using my wireless earbuds and I wanted to charge those, I could just sit that up here, and then I could have like 2 devices basically charging, 2 phones basically charging. So I was excited about the prospects of this. Plus, you get the really cool LED light show when you plug it in. Now, it did work. Notice I'm saying it in past tense. It did work, but it charged things so slowly. And I only did, granted, I only tried it with my phone, and it took forever to charge. I don't know about you, but I just can't wait. And I took it out of the case because I said, well, it could be the case. And it was still the same thing. The charging was a glacial pace at best. So it could be that I have one that is defective. I don't think so. It charges, but I wouldn't do this again because it did not charge fast enough for my liking. They do have other ones. This one was $5. Was it $5 or $10? I think this one was from Five Beyond. So this was $10. Five Below has some things that are $5 or $5.55 now and below, and some things that are more of the premium. So they're Five Beyond that are like in the $10, $12, and $20 range. So they've got a range of different things. So this, I believe, was $10. I think I would have been a little less annoyed if it was $5 because $10 is a little bit, much for this. All right, next up, we've got some wireless headphones. So I have these Bluetooth wireless headphones, Connect wireless headset. I guess the maker is Bass, right? Bass Jacks. Well, it is also spelled Bass as well, but Bass Jacks. And this is from Five Below. This was a Five Beyond item. This was $7. So not too terrible for a set of wireless headset or a pair of wireless headphones with a mic. So it does have a microphone. And here are the features: high quality sound, adjustable headband, built in boom mic, and a rechargeable lithium ion battery. It's, of course, it would have a rechargeable battery. Well, I guess it could run on regular batteries, but you would run out of juice really quickly. So, anyway, those are the features of these. They're a black pair and it's got a mic. Now, I remember I always say that the closer the mic is to your mouth, the better the sound that you will get. So, it has a mic, here they are, that folds down. So, if you don't need to use them, you can put them up and then just use them as headphones. And then you can also put them down. So here's the thing as to why I wouldn't get these again. They were $7. You could say, what do you expect? Oh, and they are pretty comfy. But they, number one, the construction of them is really cheap. They are made of that hard plastic that, to me, if you could easily crack, and if you drop it on a hard surface like my floor, yeah, I could see something cracking or chipping. And I don't even know how the inside components would hold up against being dropped on my floor. So on top of that, I mean, I wasn't expecting much because it was $7, and they actually do have, I think, slightly better ones at Five Below that are like gaming headsets that would work better. But this was, the first thing that popped up. I said, okay, I'm going to try it, because if you're doing, for example, a live stream or you're doing a video and you're not gaming, I don't know that you want bright purple, pink, red, blue gaming headset types things, right? I don't know. So anyway, I think they have some, and they do have some slightly more expensive ones that are probably better quality in construction. They are comfortable on the ear pads, but the construction, the plastic, it reads cheap. And so I guess you get what you pay for $7. And then on top of that, the sound quality was not that great. So it's one thing if you're just monitoring something, or if you're just like really, quickly talking and the sound is not that important. But if you're doing a live stream, whether it's a gaming live stream, whether it's a live stream like I do with Mediascope, or you're recording video, you don't want the sound from it. You want a good quality sounding microphone. This is not it. I mean, you can even see it doesn't even have the little windscreen or any of that to prevent plosives or popping of certain letters. Again, so it's not bad. It's not terrible. I did a recording and I listened to it. It's not terrible, but it's not the greatest. Okay, so the next thing we have that I would steer clear of from Five Below in terms of video production is this video, and in this case, kind of photography. So I picked this up because I am also a reseller. I have a closet on Poshmark and I take pictures of a lot of things. Now, I knew this wasn't a full size light box, so I wasn't expecting great miraculous things. I know it was a smaller size, not a large one. It's a mini. So with that, let's see if it basically can fit a pair of headphones, but it looks so sturdy, doesn't it? It just looks like it could take on the world. Now, the features of this is it's foldable. So it fits in this, right? When it comes with an LED light strip that's attached to it. So you can plug it in and then the LED light illuminates. And then it comes with a 3-foot USB cable, so you could do USB or plug it into an outlet, an adapter to plug into the wall. And then it says it eliminates shadows and reflections, which it does, which it did. And yeah, so it comes with the photo studio box, the cable, and a black backdrop and a white backdrop, which is important when you're taking pictures of things. So for example, I knew I was probably only going to be able to do jewelry or something that was smaller in this, and that was okay. I was fine with that. This, by the way, was $5, or it may have even been less than that, to be honest. But no, I think it was $5. So $5.55 for that. So why, you ask, was I expecting something great for $5.55? In this case, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. So here it is. Excuse the blank out. It comes like this, and you pop it up and it becomes a box. And then it comes, here is the white backdrop, okay? And here is the black backdrop. Now, here within lies one of the problems. This black is not a true black. And when I took pictures, because look at this, this is a true black. These are the headphones I showed you before. And this looks like a gray almost. So it looks black in person, but it reads gray, as you can see on camera. And it's probably because of the lighting and everything else. But this is a true black, and this is dark gray, I'm going to call it. And subsequently, it looks dark gray when you're taking pictures of things. Not nice at all. The white was fine, but here's the biggest thing with this. It holds up fine, but the LED light strip, as I was taking pictures, it's a light, it heats up. And because it is attached to this light box with glue, the glue started to melt and unravel, and the light strip just kept coming down. I was like, what on earth is this? So I actually had to take a chip clip or a binder clip of some type to hold the light in place so it didn't keep coming down. Let me see if I can show you the light. So right here is the light strip. And as you can see, it's already coming apart. The glue, it wasn't even glue. It's like double-sided tape, basically, that was holding this. And of course, you don't know that until you start using it and things start to melt. And again, it was pretty gravy. It was all good until the lighting started to melt and it kept coming down. I had to hold it with some binder clips. The black wasn't a true black, and it's really not big enough. But again, this is, I want to say, I can't remember how much this was. This may have been $5.55 or this may have been $10. I think it was $5.55, in which case you're saying that's what you get. But I would steer, if you're looking for a light box, I would actually go with building something yourself, maybe from an actual box and painting the insides white or putting some white contact paper on the inside. And then you could get some LED light. And there are so many instructions on the internet that you can use to build your own light box. That for probably about the same as this cost, maybe a little more, but this is a headache. Steer clear of this, please. All right. The next thing you can see is quite self-explanatory. This is a green screen, or more so a seated gaming green screen. So here's the packaging here from Titan. It is a gaming chair green screen for streamers. And it has a bag, which is kind of cool. It folds down. It's got a carrying bag, and it attaches to your seat with straps on the back. Yay! I think it theoretically should be pretty cool. But here's the thing. I don't like these types of green screens because you have to be in really tight. Your shot has to be really tight for it look right. Because look, everything around is not in the green screen, which means it's not going to really do well. Another thing that I don't like about this, I will say this though, they do carry two other types of green screens that you can put up. I don't think they have the poles, but they have the screen itself that you could attach to a wall or what have you, some sort of frame to work. So they have the full screen itself or fabric backdrop that's supposed to be a green screen that you could use as opposed to this. This was just supposed to be easier. So another thing that I don't like, and it could be my chair, because it's a chair that kind of is adjustable, it doesn't really stand up, and I think this is pushing it back a little more. So you could probably adjust that if you had the correct chair. So this is it. So we're going to try it in just a moment, and I'm going to have to hold it. Remember, the trick with green screen is that you need to be properly lit and your green screen needs to be lit. Now I'm cheating. I'm not lighting the green screen. I'm just lighting myself, but I'm going to do a fake backdrop so we can see how this works. We'll be back. Okay, so we're back in somebody's living room and you can see what has happened with this. In this program that I'm using, you need to check that you have a green screen, which I do, but I don't have it tight enough, the zoomed in enough shot to get out all the other things. So what you're seeing is me in a circle with the fake backdrop, and then you have, see, look, and this is the circle, and as I'm holding it up, me in the back, and then you have my real background in the background. So this is kind of why I'm such a fan of actually kitting up your real background so that you can play around with it, make it look nice, and not have to struggle like this. So I'm looking down at it now. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, but there are some telltale signs. Again, I did not like the green screen like you're supposed to. I've just lit myself, but you see how I have this outline around myself? That's because the green screen is not only is it not lit, but I'm also too close to it. It's right behind me. So honestly, when you're doing a green screen, you shouldn't be right up on it like this. You need to be a little bit away, because what you're also seeing, you see a little bit of green around me. You're getting the reflection of the green on me from the green screen. Also, the color of this green screen to me is not quite right. It is this one is a little bit closer to a camping tent green. Well, not as dark, obviously, but it's not that bright green that you typically see with green screens. This to me reads a little dark, and I think that could be a little problematic as well. But nonetheless, it's still green. So this is not terrible, but I would have to, that you see what happens with green screen, because it is not the same. I would have to play around with the lighting to really get it good. In which case, let me just do the regular background. But this I probably would not buy because of the fact that it limits you in terms of what your shot can be. You have to be really tight in, close up, so that we don't see anything around this, because as you can see, this is a circle and it is only picking up, because I checked that I'm using a green screen, it is only picking up what is inside the circle, and everything outside of that, forget it. And then as you see, I'm holding up my hands and you can see the green poking through. So this looks amateurish at best. That's less of a function of the green screen, of this particular green screen itself, and more about technique. But I also don't like it because it is round as opposed to taking up the entire space, and you'd have to be too close in. It limits you in terms of shots, and it's really not technically the right green for keying, for chroma keying. So I would stay clear of this one. Maybe check out some of the other ones that they have. They too have two other ones, or better yet, check out something like Amazon, where they have a multitude of different production things, and get the green screen for really pennies on the dollar there. So even though this was only $5, still. Okay, and so the final thing that I would steer clear of for video production slash photography from Five Below, even though they had some great things that worked, these particular things I picked didn't work so well. So here's the final thing. And it's not because I don't like it. I actually really do. It's just because for it to work for video for your needs, you probably would have to spend more and effort and money to make it work. So in that case, it's probably not going to be worth it. And it is this universal folding light. Now, this is actually cool. It's a tri-light. So it folds, and I'll show it to you in a moment, but it's really bright. It's energy efficient. It's LED, as I said. And why I saw it, and what it is it plugs into or screws into a regular socket. So for example, if you have a closet with an overhead light, you could screw it into the socket and it would give you some nice light. It is bendable. So here, why don't I put this down and show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. It is actually a bulb, and as you see, it's flexible. It will flex all the way in if you needed this kind of pointed light, which is why I was like, this would be great for production. You can actually, it would give you some nice light if you were like up, if you put it set it ahead of, like if I set it, let's say that if I set it ahead of me and had it going, it could give some nice light. So I said, oh, this might work. I could even do two and do the 3-point lighting thing. But this is what you have to remember. Most lights, even the bendable ones, are not without shades. And so this does not fit in to something without a shade unless it's like this. And you're probably only going to be able to open it so far. So if you want to use it in its fully open state, it has to be either overhead with a socket that will work, or if you have a lamp and take off the shade, it'll work like this. But unless you have something flexible, you wouldn't be able to point it at you. So it would be good for overhead light or to bounce light off of the ceiling, but to point it at you the way a light should be, I don't think it would work very well. So I was excited when I saw it. I said, oh, we could make it work for. So if you all look and you happen to find one, I've looked all over the place and I can't find a bendable lamp without a shade that's tall enough that I could use for that. And when you do find it, it probably is going to cost more. So now you've tacked on, another $20 to this initial $5.25 investment. So if you already have something that this could screw in, it probably would work for you. I don't, so I would spend time making this work for my needs. So if I'm talking about I've already spent like $25 to make this work, maybe it's worth it for you. But maybe you could take that same amount of money and invest it in a lighting kit. You're not going to get it for $25, but you could get a flash sale where you might be able to get two for $75. So if you got two of these, that's $50. So with the setup I'm talking about. So I would, unless you have a way to plug these in and face it toward you for video, this may not work as well. Maybe you want to think about it for overhead lighting. This could work because it's easy to remove and put back in. But for regular video light, maybe not so much. But you know what? I have it now. I'm going to figure out a way to use it. But I probably would not go ahead and invest in these because it's going to cost you more money than the $525 initial investment. And that, my friends, is it. So I hope I have not scared you from trying things for production, because that's what production is all about. It's about being innovative. It's about being gully and taking chances to make your video look as great as you possibly can. And sometimes we don't have the budgets to do that, so we look to do things on the cheap. But if you keep investing in on the cheap things, at some point you could have actually taken that money and invested in something that we know is going to work. So that's why I'm trying these things, to let you know what will work. I hope this was helpful. Try them if you like. Sometimes you can try them, and maybe you have a trick that I didn't try that might work for you. So think about it. All right. Well, I am sending you out into the world to be more with your video and live streams. Until next time, cheers.